Boom, boom. Practice 101. What's up, Wise Prophet? It's Wise Prophet. It's been a little while. For the last few weeks, I've been practicing. I've been practicing stream of consciousness, and well, I took a week off. This is my first time doing it again, and you can definitely see how it's kind of like riding a bike, or it's not like riding a bike. You have to keep it sharp every single day. You have to keep on growing every single day. Keep on learning a little bit more. Keep on pushing the boundaries, because you kind of settle back. Your mind. What's that quote where a mind once stretched never regains its or returns to its original dimensions? I think that works in many things, like in ideas and such, but it doesn't work in everything. Like there's skills that do dull, like bartending. When I was a bartender, like craft bartending, like the art of just bartending, going out and talking to people, serving drinks, that comes naturally, and within like a day or two, that will come back. But like true craft bartending, where you're shaking and the way you shake the cocktails, just how they all come out, like there's an art to it, and you can't just set your art down and then come back to it expecting to be as good as you were before. Same with science. Like the science mind, when you're creating, it's funny, I'm so much better at this, at the stream of consciousness, when I don't have any expectation of putting this out there. So before, I felt like much more comfortable in front of the camera. Maybe it's also been a week since I've done this, but before I would be much more comfortable in front of the camera. And I think that was because I knew I probably wasn't going to post these. And, unless I really wanted to embarrass myself. And I think I'm going to do that. I want to, push my boundaries, push my comfort level. And that is essentially what I'm doing with these videos. This isn't what I wanted to do. 10 years ago, I wanted to start my companies. I wanted to create. I've always been obsessed with creation. And when I'm not creating, I'm depressed. When I'm not constantly creating, if I'm not either creating or absorbing knowledge or searching for knowledge, then I'm not happy. And I'm not unhappy, but if I'm not, it got to the point where I couldn't even be with people. I would be like, oh my God, I need to go create. I needed to go do this. I need to go to that. And I wasn't present. And I was just so obsessed. Like I felt bad. I don't want to say I felt bad about myself in the traditional sense. Like I don't like myself. I felt bad because I wasn't doing what I'm made to do, what I'm meant to do. I felt bad because in every moment I wasn't living up to my purpose or my potential. And I'm starting to feel again that urge to create. For the last 10 years, like, it was gradual. For the first 5 years of the last 10 years, like I just knew something was off. Something wasn't right. Something was holding me back. Something had entered my body and infiltrated my mind in a way that I knew I wasn't. I was 20, between the ages of like 20, 25, 19 to 20, 24, I guess. I knew I just wasn't, something wasn't right. Like I could felt the brain fog. And it wasn't only brain fog, it was like depression came on strong. When I was 19, 20, that's when I hit a pretty depressed state. And also social anxiety. Then there's that whole, okay, we're gonna stop that. I don't know. Stream of consciousness is weird because how did I get from, I have to backtrack. I'm so ready for my memory to come back. Just ready. I got a float tank. I bought a float tank. I've been using it for about a week now. For about a week now. And no, I've only done 4 floats, and the last 2 days, today and yesterday, I think I've found how I really want to do it. So the floats I really want to do, I wake up, I get about 7 hours of sleep, so I wake up, I've been sleeping like crazy. Like I've said, too many tangents. What's going on? I prefer a linear, whatever, stream of consciousness. When I'm talking to people, this is not how I talk. But I'm just getting it out there. Okay, so let's backtrack. We're going to... So I sleep a lot. For the last, 2 months, I've been sleeping so much since I went to Mexico. I've been healing my body, and I've been sleeping a lot. And then, so yesterday and today, I woke up about 2 hours early, and instead of sleeping that, I went into the float tank. And I did 2 hours in the float tank, 2.5 hours in the float tank. I did 1 3-hour float, and that was, oh my God, that was incredible. I'll do a whole video on the float tank and the benefits of the float tank and all of that soon. And the float tank that I bought, it's only $3,000 for a float tank that is very, very inexpensive. And if you do 1 float a day, a float in New York City costs between $80 and $120 for an hour. And so doing 1 float a day, that you pay that off in a month. And I'm doing 2-hour floats, so that's like $150, $200 a day that I would be paying otherwise. So that is a huge, huge deal in both senses. So let's backtrack to what I was saying. I was saying that, so I got onto the float tank because I was talking about how I was not doing, how I don't talk like this in real life, but because it's all just ideas. Damn it, what was I saying? All right. 6 minutes and 55 seconds. All right. This is not going to be my first one, but okay, so what I'm going to do is I am driving myself crazy. Linear thoughts. No. Intuitive jump pattern thoughts, going all over the place. That's how my mind works when I'm not communicating. Okay. But delivered in linear fashion so that people can follow what you're saying. That is what I like. That's why I like writing. I love writing because I can just get it out there. Like as soon as the pen touches my hand, it's almost like the ideas just like get in line and they're just waiting there in queue. And then they just come out one by one, like in a very quick manner. And it's boom, 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 bullet point, bullet point, bullet point. And then I can later go and fill it all in and write around it. And that is the beauty of a pen. The pen just, it's almost like a lightning rod. Like all, it's like all of the nebula of electrical impulses and all of that just goes right into the lightning rod, the idea rod, the idea rod. All right. So I guess, actually, I did a lot of fill in the first week or two of practice. It wasn't even like a week. It was like a couple weeks of doing stream of consciousness for like half an hour every other day or something. And I did do a lot of other English. Now I'm editing. I'm editing myself. And then with that edit comes like the ego and like, because I both am editing for myself, but editing for the camera and for the viewer. Do you know what I mean? There's so many different processes going on in your mind at any one moment. And when you say something silly and you're with someone, like say this camera was a real person and I just did what I did, I think you always have the impulse to self-edit, and then when you start doing that with people, you enter this anxious state, like very Dostoevsky, where you start just it's like a cascade of worse to worse to worse of social faux pas or just anxiety or just not knowing why you're saying what you're saying, you're doing what you're doing. You just work yourself up into this state. I'm not sure if I really said anything there, but I wish one day, this is going to be the YouTube of the future. One day, this is going to happen. One day, you're going to plug You're probably going to put like some sort of helmet on, or it's just going to be such a small technology that it just goes straight into your head. It's probably going to be gradual, as it gets more and more refined, the technology. But you're going to basically plug into my experience or to another YouTuber's experience, and you can experience what it's like to be them, what it's like to have, like the people, like maybe people who can't communicate that well on the camera will have this opportunity to, like, you can get into their minds, like the mind of an introvert who is wildly imaginative, wildly creative. This introvert who is so introverted that he can't, communicate, but you can plug into his mind and then you just open up to his world. You open up to what he sees, to what he thinks about. You experience all of his senses. Now, once they can integrate all of that into a single platform, that will be like living someone else's life. That will be going, you're not just going to be observing like you're observing right now on this camera. You're going to be in it, experienced. Now I'm starting to not speak right. But you know what I mean. That's why this is going to be awesome. I'm going to get in my mind. I'm going to build that. I'm going to start that company. If you guys don't start it, I'm going to start it. Once I start making my companies. Once I start, I feel so good for the first few hours after a float. And I'm so ready. I'm so ready to start creating, and I'm so ready to share my healing journey with people. I really want to, I think one episode a week I want to do on health and optimization and performance. And that is something that I've come to embody or to truly believe in, because, the obstacle becomes the way. What is it? What stands in the way becomes the way. And for so long, my health was what stood in the way, until I embraced the idea that I had to heal myself on my own, because doctors didn't help. Doctors didn't know what was going on. Doctors diagnosed me clinically with all of these different things, and then they would test it, and they're like, okay, no, you don't have lymphoma. Okay, no, you don't have leukemia. Okay, no, you don't have MS. Okay, no, you don't have this. No, you don't have that. But it looks like it. So what the hell is going on? It turned out to be clinical diagnosis of Lyme disease, but I think they don't really know. And I think a lot of Lyme disease might be like that. I don't know. I had 3 different doctors diagnose me with Lyme. I'm trusting that. Nothing definitive has been proven through tests, through any of it. So I don't know. But what stands in the way became the way, because I embraced this impediment of what I had done to my body. I was so hard on my body. I worked out incessantly because, to train my mind, because I was depressed. And the one thing that helped keep me energized, the one thing that helped keep me awake was exercise. So between the ages of 20 and 26, I worked out hard. And, but only not more than an hour a day, but I would that hour was hard. I would sprint 5-minute mile after 5-minute mile on the treadmill, just going at it, then do weights, then sprint again. And so I wore my body down. I was living on adrenaline. I was living on that high that I got from a workout. And then my body broke down. And then, when I was 27, I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't exercise. Just going up the stairs, it winded me. I don't know. It was hard to confront my mortality, because for the first time I realized that I'm not immortal, that I'm not invincible. And I knew that, but I didn't realize it, because there's such a strong difference. I say it all the time. Such a difference between knowing and experiencing. So much, as a kid, you know all these things, but you don't understand it. And the same with love. Before I had some very strong experiences with plant medicine and in the flow tank and all of that, I never truly understood what love was, because love to me, I love creating, I love inventing, I love just coming up with ideas. I love ideas, but interpersonally, I understood, yes, this is love. I love this person. Obviously, I have such a big heart for these people. But there's a difference when you when that love consumes you. And when you feel it from their perspective, you feel it inside your heart, you feel, wrong words. Okay. What if I did that in real life? You just get existential frustration. You're just like done. You're like, I'm just talking, blue. What was I saying? Why? Wise prophet. Yeah. Sometimes I have that urge to be like, get out of my head the way I want you to communicate. You just can't communicate properly. Like, none of us are communicating properly. None of us are saying what we really want to say. And it's driving me nuts because the older I get, the more I write, the better I get at the craft of writing. The more I realize that I don't have the words to say what I want to say. The more I want to say, the less I'm able to say it. It's driving me crazy. All right. So I'm thinking what I should do with these videos is maybe edit it down to 5 minutes and then give the full, so you're actually on. So I want to build an extra YouTube channel, like Wise Prophet Experiment or something like that, and I'll put the 5 minutes of stream of consciousness on the Wise Prophet, and then I'll do the full episode or the full stream of consciousness talk, self-conversation, and I'll put that whole video, if you want to see all the silliness, if you want to see the filler, if you want to see me work through not knowing what to say, if you want to see me work through what's going on in my mind, what's going on, what my inhibitions are, or I think we should all do this. We should all get on camera. We should all see who we are. I wish I had a drone that, I think I've already talked about this in other stream of consciousness episodes that I'm not gonna post, or maybe post on Wise Prophet Experiment, I don't know. But I wish, and I will I want to create this, or like if someone takes the idea, go for it, But that's something I don't have to do. But one day we will all have our own personal drones. We'll have our own personal drones, and these drones, it's like the spirit, like the Golden Compass, where they have a spirit animal. We'll all have our spirit drone, except for it's very much real in this reality. And this drone will follow us around. It could do anything. It could film us. It could record conversations. It can, it might have like some sort of AI component where we could like say it would be like a Ask Siri or a Google, OK Google, whatever. What do we call them? The Amazon Echo. It would have that ingrained, so you could talk to it. Like, well, what's up? You have your spirit animal, your spirit drone's name. Your spirit drone has your soul. It's gonna have all your information, and but basically it could film you, or you could use it as a scout. You could send it abroad, like 100 feet, 200 feet forward, around. You could send it to look for your friends at a party. You could film your party. There would basically be this like no-fly zone at parties, or maybe there's like this area where your personal drones can hang out and interact. Maybe there's like interaction too, like the drones can meet and swap information, like, oh, maybe my person like likes these things, you like these things. And you know how like dating sites and any company really doesn't know, like when they ask us questions and they try to formulate their questions, or they try to formulate their company around the feedback that we give, they find that we don't give good information about what we actually want. We don't give good information about what drives us. And so they have to find the information on their own, because we don't know what we want. We don't, like Ford said, if I had asked people what they wanted, they would have asked for a faster horse. So we really don't know what we want. Like there's that Campbell soup, or is it the Campbell soup or the spaghetti sauce? I think it was the spaghetti sauce. And this guy went around trying to find out what people like, and no one knew that they liked lumpy tomato sauce for their spaghetti. And I think he created like a whole new brand, or a whole new, why am I genre topic, variety of tomato sauce because people didn't know what they wanted in the first place. But when he provided it to them over time, they're like, yeah, this is good. I love this. And yeah, where was I going with that? Drones, spirit animals, spirit drones, spirit technology. So, so these drones can observe us and figure out what we really like and what we really want, because we don't know, and we can't provide that for other people or for ourselves, because we don't go deep enough. We don't truly analyze. I think you can truly, and I say advertising doesn't work on me. A lot of people say that, but they say, well, you never know because down the line, blah blah blah. I truly don't think advertising works on me. Maybe I'm biased because I hash through every single thing. I analyze every single thing. I go so deep, and I try to I have all my rational reasons for why the pros and cons of each. If I'm going to buy this, but then in the end, I do all the pros and cons, and then I also I'm trying to see my full self, to embrace my full potential. So I have all my rational reasons, and then I'm like, okay, what feels right? What does feel right? Because we're all, no matter how logical you are, I'm truly convinced that logic is a form of emotion, because we are or it draws on specific emotions that aren't typically considered or thought of as, why did I say considered or thought of? It's a needless synonym or a needless synonymous phrase. Not a non sequitur, but tangent. Okay. Something I'm doing is, the last, now that my brain's turning back on, I'm remembering all these words that I love. I love words. All right, back to it. What was I saying? I was talking about spirit drones. I'm gonna start doing it with other people. It's gonna happen. Wake you up. People, wake up. Wake up. Oh man, I only got 6 more minutes. I used to dread talking on this thing. My camera only films for 30 minutes total. It shuts off after that for overheating or whatever. And I used to in the first time I would every few minutes okay, how much time I got? All right, and then I would do filler, and now I'm like, no, I want to keep on talking, because you wake yourself up. You learn over time. These aren't the words that I want to speak right now. The idea's there. The words are way down here, and they're not really communicating the idea that that is how language works. It drives me crazy. You have your idea, and then words come out, and you're like, that's really not what I was talking about at all. Or I'll start writing in a paragraph for a story, or I'll be writing in in a journal, and the idea was very different from how the words came out. And it's almost like the words could become anything. So they find their own patterns, and they find their own grooves, and they create their own thing as they come out. And it's nuanced. It might be similar to the idea that you were talking about, but it's not what you were talking about. It isn't the true nature of the idea or the experience you were trying to convey. And so much. There's so much to communicate. I have 50 pages with 100 different episodes. Actually, no, I have over 100 notes on Evernote for different episodes for Wise Prophet, and a lot of those notes have multiple ideas for episodes, and I'm going crazy. I want okay, fine, that would be awesome. Just plug into my brain, YouTube. Just get that technology right now, or I'm gonna build it with very smart people, because I couldn't do it. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But I need to find these people. We need to find this universe. That's not the word I was going for, this world. But the world is its own universe. Each brain is its own universe, and it's beyond. Each brain is beyond what we can comprehend, let alone within, but from outside. All right, I was talking about spirit drones. Oh, I was talking about what I was talking about. Bring it back. No. Okay. I almost kept on like going on and on and on as I was bringing it back, starting to talk about something meta. But I'm gonna bring it back in. All right, so spirit drones, personal drones, personal drones. So they can gather all this information about us, and we will then learn about ourselves. We could watch ourselves, interact with someone. So our personal drones can swap information, blah, 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 but they can also, the personal drones will observe you, analyze your behavior. They could, your AI will be like, okay, so you use this body language while talking to this person. This might suggest that you really like them. Or they could even give suggestions on how to improve your body language, how to improve your charisma, how to improve how you come off. It will tell you came off this way, you probably thought you came off this way, so maybe you can do this to become more aware. So these spirit drones, they're not spirit drones. These personal drones will upgrade us. They'll be a personal extension. You know how we all have our phones right now? This is gonna be, we could call from there. We probably would have like some sort of device that hooks up to the spirit drone that we can communicate. We'll be able to communicate, inside our minds with thought patterns. There's already technology that can read thought patterns, and it can interpret what you're thinking or what you're saying, and it will basically transcribe it out for you if you would like. I'm pretty sure that's how the technology works, but I know it reads thought patterns, so we already have mind reading technology essentially. So you could be writing, walking down the street while your personal drone is just hanging out beside you, and like transcribing and you're filling the drone up with your ideas. Or you could record every moment of your thought. So there's these people today who record everything, every aspect of their lives, and they have like these necklaces with hard drives around, or like a camera that records. This spirit drone will essentially be able to do that, and but I think the true wisdom of this will be that it will learn what to filter out, like what doesn't matter for you. It could give you nightly reports every single night. This could give you reports of what you experienced. It will remind you, okay, so you need to keep this in mind, keep this in mind. If you're learning something new, it will give it could test you. It could make you use active recall and spatial recognition and spaced repetition, and it will basically upgrade you in every possible way you could imagine. And this is the next logical step of some sort, to have an extension of ourselves. Each human has. Oh man, I see it so clearly. I gotta stop talking about this. I only have 1 minute left anyways. So, this is my stream of consciousness. This is gonna be the first one that I upload. We'll see how this does. If it's a huge failure within a tiny little world, because we magnify failures in our own worlds, because 2,000 subscribers, blah, 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 100 people watch this. Huge failure. In my mind, huge failure. So, thank you for watching. I'm gonna do 30 days of this, 30-day challenge. And if for some reason I can't film on one day, I'll do double. And then, I'm not going to cheat you guys. If I can't film every single day because I'm in New York, or I'm going somewhere, or, there's an event or something I can't handle. No, that's not what I meant. No, not what I meant. So, all right. How do you end stream of consciousness? The stream of consciousness keeps going. You want to keep talking and talking and talking. I only have 40 seconds to learn how to end stream of consciousness for the viewer. All right, that's it. How self-conscious do we want to make this? Huh? What's up? I don't know how to do this. Dostoevsky, spiral out of control, awkwardness. All right, wise prophets, thank you for watching. Live wise and profit. Yeah, that was pretty good, right? Maybe. I don't know. Self-consciousness.